Should we do our top 10 favorite movies in TV?
Yep, number 1, Black Adam.
Perfect. I didn't rank my choices. I only ranked my game choices like we did last year.
I ranked my choices.
It's just too hard because there's just too many different, some movies, some TV shows. So we can do whatever. Why don't you start, Wombat?
Am I just doing all of them, or are we
No,
doing
we'll just pick one and we'll go.
Okay, I went with my 10th favorite show of the year. Was Moon Knight.
Okay.
The Moon Knight
these are shows and movies, right?
Yeah, all mixed together.
Movies.
10 of each. Okay.
No, not 10 of each. Not 10 of each. 10 total. You can choose any breakdown you want. We do this every year. It's always the same.
I was just
What's funny is
I wanted to know how checked out I need to be in certain
a little spoiler for my list. Everything on my list I watched for the first time at home. So that does include both movies and TV. So I guess that's one way to blend it together. But I watched Moon Knight. I watched all of it. We really enjoyed that. I liked it a lot, and my daughter loved it. So I think part of the reason why it's on my list is that it was a fun thing for us to watch together.
Yep.
So Moon Knight. I like Moon Knight. Also, Judaism.
Never heard of it.
There was no Judaism in that.
There's a whole bunch of Judaism in it.
What happened?
There are episodes that literally are. There's 2 episodes that are just about Judaism.
It was?
Yeah.
Didn't make my list. I watched the whole thing. Didn't make my list. No Marvel things made my list. There's a spoiler right now.
Yeah.
Didn't even come. No Marvel thing came close to making any of my lists.
I have 3 Marvel things. 4 Marvel things on my list. There you go. This is a spoiler for you.
I really liked Raised by Wolves this season on HBO. It got canceled, and they're actually removing the whole fucking series from HBO. It's so I guess that wasn't the consensus with the audience.
I tried to watch it, and that was too fucking weird for me.
It is very, very weird. I love the combination of religion and sci-fi. I've never really seen it done that well before. And also it's just straight up nuts, as Wombat said. There's just, you don't know what's going on half the time. And season 2 gets really crazy at the end, but they're not making any more. It's 2 seasons and done. But I thought it was pretty cool and unique. So it made my list. What about you, Ship? What do you got?
I'm looking.
What do you mean? Where are you looking?
I'm looking at my list to see what I got. I'll go with Ms. Marvel.
Nice.
That was a fun. That is probably either first or second favorite. That and WandaVision are up there as my 2 favorite of these Marvel TV shows so far that we've watched.
Mm-hmm.
That's my highest ranked. I'll get to it. We'll gloss over it for me so we can talk about it now if you want. But yeah, that was a really good show. I think it was really well made. It might have been 1 episode too long. It probably could have used a little bit of streamlining, but it tells a really good story of an interesting character. It's, something we haven't seen too much of in Marvel, where it's a little more grounded as far as what the stakes are, even though I guess technically she saves the world, but in sort of a smaller fashion. I don't know.
It also is tapping into more the age of a lot of the comic characters rather than here's a bunch of 30-year-old dudes. So I think that goes a long way because there's not a lot of teenagers in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I'm excited for the movie The Marvels this summer.
I am too.
Yeah. I've even heard of that.
That's the Ms. Marvel.
It's Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah.
That will have Ms. Marvel in it as well.
And Photon. Monica Rambeau.
Photon.
Yes. Also, she was in WandaVision. So it brings together your 3 favorite things from Marvel into one movie.
I'm all in on Photon.
You know what? She's a badass comic book character. And one of my favorite. Did you ever read Next Wave Agents of Hate? That's some good shit.
I have not.
You should. She's in that. It's good stuff.
Give me all the Photon you can give me.
Yep. I'm with you.
In my butt. Who's next?
We're back to me. And I would say my 9th favorite thing of the year was She-Hulk. Speaking of Marvel stuff, I really enjoyed She-Hulk. I thought it was funny, different nice short episodes. I think it didn't overstay its welcome. There were some things in there that I didn't love. I don't. Can we spoil this now? Are we past spoilers?
I haven't seen it all, but I don't know that there's anything there that you could spoil for me.
I mean, there's stuff with the Hulk at the end that I didn't like. But Daredevil was great. So
was it the cousins having sex? She-Hulk
Yeah.
and
When they're
Hulk.
drunk.
That was the part you didn't
it was
like.
And the excessive drinking,
Yeah.
mhm.
the drunk orgy,
The drunk orgy at the end.
incestuous orgy.
It's a very good show. I'd like them to make another season. She was great as She-Hulk, and she deserves another shot at playing the character. There you go.
My next pick was the movie RRR, which is
that's a good one.
the first Indian movie that I've ever watched. It's on Netflix, and it's like a 3-hour action epic. Like,
I should have put that on my list, and now I feel bad that I didn't.
racist. You should feel
I
racist.
could have lied and said it was on my list, but I'm not going to.
Right.
and
you
I'm
can give
gonna
it an
say
honorable
that-
mention. How about an honorable mention?
That's an honorable mention for me.
I have
That
some of
movie
those.
is fantastic.
Yeah, it was really cool, and yeah, I liked
I liked it. It didn't
foreign
make my
movies.
list either, but I never watched the last 20 minutes of it. That's why it didn't make my list.
Oh,
I just never got back to it.
it's like Black Adam.
That was something fun. My son and I watched that together, and even he was like, "This is the greatest movie." I'm
Right.
like,
In the
"Yeah."
first 5 minutes, you know it's the greatest movie. Like
I know.
when he just starts like and he jumps into the crowd and just starts like fighting everybody to get like there was like some guy they needed to arrest right away, and he's just like, yeah, it was insane. Just like really, you can see they really like learned from like the Hong Kong wire movies. Like it's pretty
You
cool.
saw it's on the short list for the Oscars in
Oh,
all
is
the
it?
main categories. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So,
Cool.
mhm.
What do you got, Chip?
Oh, let's go with Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Nice.
I like that movie.
That's
I
a
thought you were
fine
going.
pick.
I thought you were going for Welcome to Chippendales at first. but okay.
I'm like, wait, is he saw that? No, you watched.
No.
Chippendale
I watched Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Right. Similar.
Rescue?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's similar.
Lots of
but
nuts.
different.
Lots of nuts.
That one's a fun one because it has all the references for all the adults and all the fun stuff for the kids. So
Nice.
I don't know. Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Woo!
Serious. I heard that's up for all the awards as well.
It is. It is.
Yes, all the
That's
major
okay.
ones.
My next pick is one I don't think we talked about on the show, and it was another family-oriented film. So I guess it kind of goes well together. I really enjoyed Enola Holmes 2, the sequel to Enola Holmes,
Interesting.
the sister of Sherlock Holmes.
I watched about 5 minutes of that first one, and I was like, "Yep, this is going to be annoying."
The second one is actually a lot better than the first one. I thought the first one was a little slow. It's trying to set up too much. In the second one, everything is already set up. So it just kind of goes straight into the mystery that they're solving. And it's a fairly interesting mystery. It's based on true events that happened in turn of the century London. And it's totally worth your time. And Henry Cavill's Sherlock Holmes deserves his own movie. I'll say that too. I think there should be a Sherlock Holmes
Even though he's a
movie
huge
there.
asshole and he's impossible to work with, according to the latest reports.
Is he? I don't know.
Did you read that
He's
about
good in that
the
movie.
Witcher? Like they're
Oh,
not making any more Witcher with him, I think, because
yeah.
it was,
I thought
too much.
he left to go try to be Superman, and then they fired him from Superman.
It sounded like he's not great to work with.
That's a bummer to hear because he's really good in that movie. So
They actually said, like in the thing that I read, that he's too much of a hardcore gamer.
mhm.
And that mentality, like he was late because he'd be gaming, and he has like the same mentality, like that gamer, the toxic gamer mentality. It seemed like, I don't know. My next pick was Slow Horses season 2, which is an Apple TV series about it's a MI5 starring Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman as like the most grossest you've ever seen him in any role. He's very disgusting. He runs this bureau of MI5 agents who've all had some sort of problem. They're like the outcasts, and he's like the head of the outcasts. They've all done something shitty in their careers and got sent to this place, and he manages them. It's really tense and really well done. Even though the season's not over yet, we've been really enjoying that. Mrs. Chibi and I highly recommend it. What do you
Cool.
got, Chip?
Oh,
Chip, you're up.
my turn. My turn. Let's go. Elvis.
Elvis was
Wow.
good.
I decided to put Elvis on this list.
Hey, if you could dream.
Mm-hmm.
I like
did it.
that. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah. You saw it all
Yeah,
as well?
of course.
Okay,
I watched
good.
that movie. Yeah.
I mean, other than Tom Hanks, I like that movie a lot.
But
So-
but if you look at like
why
that guy,
why didn't you like me in the movie?
he's like
my
that though. If you
boy?
watch video of Colonel Tom,
Colonel Tom Parker.
Yeah.
he's like that. Like that's how he talks, and he
No,
looks
it's not
like
that.
that. Like
It's just that it's Tom Hanks doing that. Like,
right.
He's too recognizable. If you're like, that's Tom Hanks. Like every scene is like,
Oh, my boy.
Right,
You got
sure.
to sing Jingle Bells, my boy. That's all they want to hear.
right. Like he's
You-
miscast in this. Like they didn't need
Yes.
Tom Hanks in this role. They could have gone with just like
Austin
nobody.
Butler, though. Austin Butler is so good.
Is that the guy who plays Elvis?
That's
Yeah.
the guy who plays Elvis.
He's really good in it. Yeah. And I like I like the Baz or whatever he pronounces his name.
Yeah.
Baz Luhrmann. Yeah.
Baz Luhrmann. I
It's
like
fun.
his stuff. It's
Mhm.
fun.
He does a good job of
Um,
making musicals into movies. Like
Mhm.
put them on the screen, they're fun.
He's a talented filmmaker.
That was a good one. I'd give that an honorable mention. Sure.
I like that movie too. I'll also give it an honorable mention. Good pick.
What do you got?
I went with Ghosts season 2, the US version of Ghosts, the sitcom, the most watched sitcom in America, I believe. That show is fantastic. I know neither of you have watched it. I'm surprised that Chip and his wife haven't checked out season 1.
No. Mrs. Shipwreck watches that show.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's some episodes on there that are better than sitcoms have been in a very long time. It's not. There's some dumb sitcom stuff in it. Don't get me wrong. It's still a sitcom, but then they'll do a curveball every now and again where it's like, oh, by the way, there's some serious shit going on too. But they do it so well that it really works. And it's an impressive show for what it is, because it sounds like a one-note gimmick show and they pull it off. And season 2 has been just as good as season 1. So there you go.
Cool.
I don't think I watched a single sitcom all this year.
It's the only one on my list.
Okay.
Next on my list is a movie called The Wonder, which I think is on Netflix. I forget. Another movie about religion, takes place a couple hundred years ago in Europe, and it's about a girl. It's no. It's a thriller. It's a thriller.
I love the details you remember about this.
It's about a girl who basically is getting a lot of attention because she stopped eating and she's still alive. Like she hasn't eaten anything in like months, and they're attributing it to that she's blessed or something. And it's about that. It's really well done, super unique, and it's a great thriller. The Wonder.
Maybe I'll check that out. I don't know. Should I check that out?
It's serious. It's good, but it's really well done. It's really well done, and it's not long.
What's your next thing?
My next thing is Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Similar,
Oh.
very similar to my
Was that
choice.
this year?
I think so.
That's
I think it was
crazy.
I think Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was this year.
I forgot I saw that.
Metacritic at least had it as this year when I was looking through the list of movies from this year.
I enjoyed that movie. I forgot I saw it.
Sure.
Until
Sure,
you
that's
said
fine.
it,
That's fine.
I forgot I saw it.
Yeah, I think it was very early in the year. I want
Mm.
to say it was probably maybe a February release.
Yes. Part of the James Marsden oeuvre of
yes of greatness.
Mhm.
Put him together with an animated character and
you kind of have magic.
you just go right like they're gonna have to make like they should just start having him like just digital Ryan Marsden just so he can be an animated character in all these movies too for
Mhm.
to the end of time.
Sell his face rights.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, those movies are way better than they need to be. It's amazing to me what those two movies have done as far as kids knowing and being into Sonic the Hedgehog. Like he was kind of like not completely gone, but not in the zeitgeist for sure. And now
He's
like
back.
everywhere you go, you see a kid in Sonic stuff now. So good job, Sega.
Good job.
They did it.
All right, we're at the. I put this on the list because A, I really enjoy the show, and B, because I know that I'm the only person on the planet Earth that would put this in their top 10 list, and that is Guy's Grocery Games on the Food Network.
Oh my God.
See, that is the appropriate response. I actually love that show. I have it set to record on my DVR so I don't miss new episodes. And it's great. It's my favorite cooking competition show, mostly because it's more about personality, nice, than anything else. I think Guy knows how to host a show. So I like Guy Fieri. I don't care.
Nice.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anything bad about Guy. I would love.
This was season 17?
I think it's season 22.
Right.
Okay, I was close.
I think it's technically season 22 of Guy's Grocery Games. They did change up the game
really
a
where
little bit.
you want to jump in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I have no game shows on my list, by the way. Just so you know.
This is
Spoiler.
technically a game show.
Zero game shows on my
I
list.
could have put Lego Masters on here, but I did not.
I was gonna put
it's the
Jeopardy
only
on.
reality thing I have on my list, though. It's the
It's a
only
game show.
reality-
Isn't that a game show? Is it a reality show or a game show?
It's unscripted television, I guess.
Isn't
I
it
don't
a-
know. I guess it's a game
Isn't
show.
it like
I
Supermarket
guess.
Sweep?
It's not like Supermarket
Oh, it's
Sweep.
not? Okay.
No.
I don't want to know. It's okay. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. It's okay. It's cool.
They make food, and they're judges who eat the food, and the judges go, "This is good" or "This is bad," and that's
Right.
kind of it.
Sounds like a game show.
It's awesome.
Next on my list is Our Flag Means Death, which was on HBO Max. It's the comedy series, the pirate comedy series by the guy whose name I can't pronounce. What's his name, Wombat? You're the only one who can say
Oh,
it.
Taika Waititi? Is it his show?
Yes, you're the only one.
Yeah.
He wrote it, I believe, and he stars in it. And it's very, very, very funny.
Cool.
And also touching and cute. Recommend. Big recommend.
We've watched most of the first season of that, I think.
There only
at
is
this
one,
point.
isn't there?
I don't know. I never got past the first episode.
Oh.
It was too cringy for me.
Oh, it's so funny. Weird.
Mm.
All right. What else? Chip.
I will go with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I didn't put that on my list.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm making this up as we go here.
Okay.
I like Sam Raimi films. That was a very Sam Raimi film. It did not feel like the typical Marvel format. It could have, I don't know. It's not my favorite Marvel film, but I had to pick 10 things.
Nice. That's fair. My next thing on my list was Ms. Marvel, which we already talked about, so we could go straight into Cheapy's thing.
The next one on my list is
our first duplicate of the night, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know how many we're gonna have of those. Actually,
Not many.
I don't any of these lists. Next one is another HBO Max series called The Staircase. That's about the Michael Peterson murder, starring Colin Firth.
Yes.
And he is like absolutely superb in that. And
the original title was Fucking Owls.
no. It's I think it's like there was a document, it's based off of a documentary, but this is a drama. This is a drama based on the documentary. And if you don't know the whole story, you're going to enjoy it that much more because it's pretty wild. And they did a great job with it. And the acting is top notch.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Ship, what about you? What do you got next?
Let's go with Thor: Love and Thunder. That's on my list.
These are all bad choices, I got to say.
You gotta. If you ask me what I watch, it's not a lot of current 2022 heavy hitters.
Right. Not heady, not heady stuff.
I take it back. Bengals versus Chiefs, Week 13.
That was a good show.
That was really good. Thor: Love and Thunder. That movie is very enjoyable to watch. As far
even
as
with all the cancer, I felt like I didn't know that movie was primarily about cancer. So I was like, oh, I was looking to watch something that was just going to be straight up fun.
Yeah, the cancer stuff. It it wasn't the friendliest of things to have in the movie.
Right. I was like, why? Why are we doing this? This is supposed to be fun. Like, it's supposed to be trippy and fun.
Because that was the storyline from the comics. So they just took that storyline.
It happened so quickly there, right? Like, it's like, I wish we had more. Like, I guess, are we spoiling these things?
That's fine.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
Yeah. Sure.
Whoop, whoop,
Spoilers.
spoiler.
I wish we had more Jane as Thor in the cinematic universe. I thought they could have done more with her than just a single.
Well, they had to get her to sign those contracts, which I think was easier said than done. Which is why we didn't see more Jane as Thor.
The Trade Federation was demanding her sign.
Something like that. Yeah.
She doesn't like sand either, and there was a lot of sand in that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I sometimes forget that she was like in a Star Wars, that she was a main character in Star Wars for 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I literally forget sometimes that Natalie Portman was like, "Oh yeah, that's right," and she was in Star Wars
because her character sucked.
That's how you know. That's how you could give Hayden Christensen some like leeway as an actor, because you know she has chops, and they were not shown off in those movies, right? Like, it's like, oh, they told people to act this way.
Right. Someone in the chat is complaining that I spoiled that movie by saying that there was cancer in it. Dude, if somebody told me there was cancer, that a big part of the movie was cancer, I would have saved me the time of watching it. So I did you a favor.
Please, if you haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder by now,
kiss my ass.
Yeah,
I saved you an hour and a half, or however long that movie is. 2 hours. It's definitely not an hour and a half, because none of those movies are. Yeah. Wombat, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna go. My last 4 are kind of in no order.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going with Last Night in Soho, the Edgar Wright film that came out this year. That movie is so good. I love that movie so much. I thought it was so creative. The end is bananas. I know neither of you have seen it.
I'm gonna see it, I think, at some point.
I mean, I finally put things on my list. I'm like, this is not a comic book thing. This is like a real movie by a real director. And you're like, yeah, no, I haven't seen it. So I'm just going to say it again. Go watch Last Night in Soho. I think it's underrated. I know critics were sort of mixed on it. I think it's better than that. There's some really cool practical effects in that movie that you don't really see anymore. So I don't know. From a filmmaking point of view, I think it has a lot going on and it's worth your time. And it's an interesting story. So
cool. My next pick is a movie called The Outfit, which is a pretty small indie movie that takes place in a tailor shop in Chicago. And it
that's
involves
the Mark Rylance, right?
I don't know any of the people involved with it. Couldn't name a single person, but the acting is really good, and it's a mafia story sort of, but it basically all takes place in this tailor shop. Taylor gets mixed up with these mob guys who are basically using his tailor shop as like a drop box. So he doesn't have much say in it, and he gets sucked into some shit, and it's just really a really well done small movie, which I would recommend.
My father's grandfather, my great grandfather, was the dry cleaner for the mob, and they used to do that. And they would bring in one suit, and he would give them another suit.
Right.
Like that's what he used to do. And
you might appreciate this movie a lot because.
And then one day, my great grandfather just didn't come home.
Oy. Yeah, you should watch this movie. You might enjoy it. It might have a personal.
I'd be like, I've heard these stories.
Yeah, The Outfit is very, 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 very good. Yeah. Chip,
watch The After Party.
Oh, that was a good show.
I liked that show.
Yeah, that's another one that's worth your time.
Yeah, that's a Apple TV Plus exclusive.
What's it called?
The After
Party. Did you not watch any of that? The murder mystery with what's her name? What's her name? Why am I blanking?
Natalie Portman?
No.
Rose McGowan.
No, stop that. Anyway.
Miss Marvel?
It has Ben Schwartz in it, Sonic the Hedgehog. So
it does have Sonic.
This is your second Sonic. Right. And Sam Richardson, who's in I Think You Should Leave and Detroiters.
I just watched that.
The After Party, it's a murder mystery about a high school reunion after party, and every episode is through the the eyes of a different.
Tiffany Haddish is, by the way, is the person whose name I can remember.
Correct. That is a person whose name I don't remember. It's told through a different character's eyes, and it's a different style of in genre each episode.
Oh,
as
interesting.
well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
one
said Apple?
episode will be
Apple, yeah.
Apple TV. So like one episode's like an action movie, and the next episode's a musical. One episode will be like a rom-com.
Yeah.
Cool.
It has a lot going on for it. It's a very funny show.
And it's well written as far as like I'm sure some people could guess who did it, but
I
it's
did.
not sure. Some people are gonna guess it no matter what. Somebody's gonna guess it, right? Like, but it's well written and has enough twists and turns to keep you interested.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That show is very good, and yeah, you should watch that.
Is Sam Richardson funny in it?
Yes.
He's very funny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had to get some blood work done this week, and I'm very bad, as you know, with everything. So I think you should leave on my phone, and I was watching the Little Buff Boys sketch while they drew my blood. I told the guy, I was like, look, I got a big problem with this stuff. I gotta just watch this show here, and I'm just gonna do my thing. All right, is that cool? And he's like, yeah, go ahead.
That's like me at the dentist. I get it.
Oh my God. I was like, and it worked because I was laughing and yeah. Go ahead, Wombat.
I'm gonna say this next. So I hope it doesn't steal too much of Shipwreck's thunder. But next on my list is Severance.
That was next on my list too.
The Apple Plus TV show.
It's on my list as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not stealing any thunder from me.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a sweep round of Severance. That show
because it was the best thing that came out this year.
It was probably the best show. Probably the best TV show of the year, even though it's not number one on my list. But
I think they reused the hallways in the current season of Mythic Quest.
That's funny.
There's at least a callback to it.
They filmed part of it at the Mohonk Mountain House, which I saw those scenes the week after I came home from the Mohonk Mountain House.
Nice.
So that was kind of cool. But yeah.
Cool thriller on Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. Mine aren't so much in like order at this point. You know, like
are we going right back to me since we all went with Severance, or do we want to?
I'm going.
Okay.
White Lotus season 2 was very fantastic, and just great casting. Like they just don't miss. Every casting is perfect. From F. Murray Abraham, who even knew that he was still alive.
He was in Mythic Quest,
and also Moon Knight.
Your kid? Oh, he wasn't Moon Knight. Who is he in Moon Knight?
He's Khonshu.
Oh, right. He was just a voice, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So what?
Yeah, whatever. I thought maybe, I don't know. I didn't think about it too much, but I was like, holy shit. It's very tense, funny, like a lot to think about, a lot of great themes that, you know, at least I could relate to, you know, being a married person and just like, you guys didn't watch it.
People trying to murder you. Is that like something?
Did you guys watch it? You didn't watch it. You didn't watch any of it.
No,
my wife watched all of it, so
okay. You heard all about it.
Yeah. Secondhand White Lotus.
It was so good. I just loved White Lotus. I loved the first season, and the second season was just as good, or if not better.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What's next for you, Mr. Shipwreck?
I watched Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. That's another thing I watched.
Namor.
Yeah, he was in there.
He's in there. He's got wings on his feet.
Yeah, he sucks. That's the biggest problem with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is that I don't like Namor. Like I came in not liking Namor, and then the movie did indeed have Namor in it. A lot of Namor.
It's Namor, or I thought it was Namor. It's not Namor.
It was Namor.
Yeah, whatever. Namor, whatever.
Namor.
I don't care. Do you know why his name's Namor? It explains it in the movie.
I'll never know.
Do you know the
mark
original?
You down as Solo.
Do you know the original reason why his name is? Was
it
Namor?
because there's no more of his kind? Is that why? He's the last of his kind.
It's more. It's actually a little cringier than that.
Oh my God.
The comic book reason is because Namor spelled backwards is Roman, and Atlantis was originally part of Rome. That's the comic book reason.
Right.
But why is she named Namora?
She's a Roman.
She's a Roman. And I think
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, it's good. There's it's a little bit long. Like there's a lot of stuff in it that's like, I don't know. Let's speed this up a ways. And then obviously they've got a difficult thing to work with as far as Chadwick Boseman, his death and everything. They handle it well in the movie, but at the same time that kind of handcuffs him in that you don't see a Black Panther suit until like I don't know, 20 minutes left in the movie or so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's some issues with that movie that I didn't really like. Well, my lights went off. I hope to see Namor again because I think that if he could be handled a little bit better and be a little more interesting. Alexa, turn on all the lights.
A standalone movie, perhaps.
Not even that. It's there. Part of what makes Namor a great character and an interesting character is, he's a king who knows he's a king and he takes no shit, but sometimes he does the right thing because for his own reasons. Like there was in the comics, this Canadian guy saved his life in World War II. So he spent the rest of that guy's life, because Namor doesn't age, like making sure that his family was taken care of.
Sure.
Because that's like a Namor thing. Meanwhile, he hates all humans except for like that one guy. Or in the late 80s, early 90s, when, corporate raiding was the thing in like the news, he became like a Wall Street guy and he started wearing suits and going to board meetings and buying up real estate in New York. Like that's
underwater real estate.
No, like Manhattan real estate, like buildings and shit.
Why?
Because he wanted to show that he had the wealth and the power to do that. That Atlantis wasn't just people underwater. Like there was just more to him than just the guy underwater. But anyway,
right?
I don't know. Also, he likes to, sleep with men's wives is also a big part of his character, and they didn't really touch on that.
Maybe next time. All right, what's your last?
No, there's two things left.
I only have one.
One.
Someone
two,
can't
three,
count, and I think it's
4,
not
5,
bad.
6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, one.
I'll go if you need to count more.
I have 10 things. You're making me nuts.
What do you mean?
I have 10. I said Moon
No.
Knight,
1, 2, 3, 4,
She-Hulk,
5,
Enola
6,
Holmes,
7, 8,
Ghosts, Guys, Ms. Marvel, Last Night in Soho, Severance, 2 left. That's only 8 things. Stop gaslighting me.
I have one thing left.
Well, I'm sorry. Then
I only have one thing left too.
Well, I only said 8 because when I said Severance, instead of just coming back to me, you just went. So now I have 2 things.
Got it.
Anyway,
Go for it.
I was gonna say Wednesday, the Tim Burton's Wednesday on Netflix. That show was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I watched it all in a weekend, and
nice.
I recommend that. It's a lot of fun.
My last pick is The Rehearsal, which is the Nathan, what's his last name? Fielder. That's just a wild fucking show. I watched that with Ty, and we were both just like hands on head, like mouth open. It's just crazy. The whole concept is that he finds somebody who's got a problem, and then he's gonna help that person by leading them through a series of rehearsals to fix whatever bad situation they're in. They'll be able to practice with him and live out all the permutations, so they'll be able to address the problem in real life. And the movie, the series just goes fucking places that you don't expect, and it's just wild. And it's coming back for another season, and that was really cool.
What's your last thing, Chip?
Let's go with Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Interesting.
That is something. Yeah, you want to hear my other point? So here's the other things. Here, I'll let you choose between my list of things that I recognize that I watched this year.
Uh-huh.
All right. So we're down to The Bad Guys. Hocus
I
Pocus
saw that.
2.
I did not see that.
DC Super Pets.
I saw that.
Luck.
I did not see that.
Hotel Transylvania Transformania.
I did not see that.
The Princess.
I saw that.
Yes, you did. Slumberland.
I saw that too.
Uncharted.
I saw that.
And A Christmas Story Christmas.
Ooh. Wait, what about, you know what I thought you saw that I think you liked? Didn't
What's
you
that?
watch The Adam Project?
No.
Oh, you should. You'd like that.
Sure.
It's not on my list, but that's an honorable mention for you.
So I
So
think Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
It might.
It's the pick of that litter right there.
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have any not only we didn't have except for
Womit
Severance.
has one left.
Yeah, go ahead, Womit.
Oh, I was gonna say, and I know it's something that Cheapy hated, but it was actually, I think, one of the best things I saw this year, and maybe my favorite Marvel thing since Endgame.
Werewolf at Night.
Was Werewolf by Night. I really liked how they did it. As someone who's sort of a nerd for Universal horror movies, and I like that it was a 45-minute
I like that part too.
presentation. Like, here's 45 minutes. Here's everything. Here's some weird ass characters. Here's some deep cuts for like diehard Marvel fans. Here's some references to movies that only super nerds have watched. And I think it did a good job. And it also, it gave no shit when it came to violence too. So I don't know. I feel like it hit all the notes and it did something different in an oversaturated genre, and it deserves a lot of credit. And if you have 45 minutes to spare and haven't watched it yet, you should totally watch Werewolf by Night.
Unless you like things that are about stuff, then don't watch that.
I thought it was about stuff.
Not really.
Eh.
It was like a music video with no music.
So?
Let me give you just a few honorable mentions, then we can move on to the games. Welcome to Chippendales on Hulu is excellent, and Kumail is outstanding in it. His character as the founder of Chippendales, is he the bad guy or the good guy? I don't know. He's very sketchy in it, and it's a great performance as a flawed character. And it's a fun show, even though there's some dark shit going on in there, I guess. I would recommend that a lot. It's fun watching women enjoy watching male strippers. You can't help but feel good somehow. Also, real quick, What We Do in the Shadows was good. Murderville, I liked a lot.
Oh, I like that show too.
That was really fun.
Did you watch the new one?
I did not. It looks good though.
You should watch the Murderville Christmas special.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. It looked cool. I watched. I really liked The Boys this year. The season was real good of The Boys.
I never watched it. I never got around to it.
This season, or you didn't watch the first season either?
I watched the first season, not the second. Yeah,
it was pretty fucking good. And there's a movie called Something in the Dirt, which I watched a couple months ago, which was real good.
Yeah. And to answer Darkness in the chat, I will watch Top Gun Maverick on, I guess, Christmas is when it hits streaming. So, yeah.
Yes, the Vow season 2 was good as well. Darth Rook. Yeah, I didn't watch Top Gun Maverick.
No, it's not on TV yet.
Right.
Yeah. And when it's on TV, I'll get around to watching it.
Yes.
Yeah. So. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do a?
One of my honorable mentions I would want to just bring up is the Batman. I really, bom. It's it.
Yep.
Okay.